Good morning, beloveds. Okay, it is February 28th, I'm pretty sure. It is the last day of February. They do have a February 29th. Depending on how my day goes, I may do February 29th tonight just so that we have it in case anybody's watching this, next year. Next year? No, in 2 years, when there is a February 29th. All right, we'll see. Okay. Like I said, it is February 28th. Our title is Life Moves Me into Ever Increasing Good Today. Our quote is from Psalm 36:9. For with thee is the fountain of life, in thy light we shall see light. All right, Ernest. The universe is pushing us forward. It does this because it must. There is no retrogression in God. Mind is forever evolving new ideas, and these ideas are forever urging us on to greater good. Only those who look backward grow feeble. Their disintegration touches our sympathy, but wisdom tells us to release them to their own stagnation and catch up with those in the vanguard of advancing souls. Let God work through them. To the alert, God speaks. Mind reveals its ideas, and good appears everywhere. The law of life is the law of growth, expansion, and increase. We must accept this, for it is given unto us freely, and all that it asks is that we follow its instructions. As we look ahead and behold the ideas of God unfolding within us and projecting themselves into form through us, we see our increased good. I move forward in the divine design of my life and find the future pregnant with good. The Christ mind is within me, and I follow its urges toward a richer and fuller life. There is no bondage in the past, for today I am free in God to accept all Spirit's ideas fully. I see ahead on my pathway with faith, vision, and love. I accept the great and the true appearance which my God has prepared for me because I love God, God's mind, and God's truth. The life of the Spirit within me compels me to move from the past, do my best in the present, and envision good in the future. No evil can stop me, no wrong thinking can hold me back, for I know that God's plan for me is undefeatable. I give thanks that life moves me forward and into greater good today. Again, Ernest is not pulling any punches. Oh, ouch. Okay. And I would tell you, when he makes this line of growing into a greater good, look at a tree. Trees, as they age, get bigger, and they get stronger, and they only become feeble when they start to rot from the inside. And so, only those who look backward grow feeble. And yeah, we're moving into a new world. There are changes being made, and they're necessary changes. We're acknowledging that this world is way more colorful and way bigger than we, thought. And as we grow into this, multicultural, diverse community, it makes us stronger. And all of the people who want to take us back to, no thank you. You know what? Nope. Not going back. All right. So, February 28th. Life moves me into ever increasing good today. Take the psalm. It's 36. He's using line 9. For with thee is the fountain of life, and in thy light shall we see light. So the universe is pushing us forward. The game is evolution. I mean, you can look at the fossil record and see evolution. And evolution takes all kinds of interesting, pathways. And sometimes it goes this way and sometimes it goes that way, but it generally doesn't go that way. Unless there is an evolutionary pressure. So, um, it is forever evolving into more complex and more interesting. And, you know, it does this because it must. There is no retrogression. I swear Ernest just makes up words. In God. Mind is forever evolving new ideas, and these ideas are forever urging us on to greater good. Every idea that could ever exist already exists in mind. It's us bringing them into form that makes the world interesting. Only those who look back grow feeble. Yeah, no, he's not pulling any punches. We we learn the lessons of the past and we take the lessons forward, and then we leave the past in the past. All right? Their disintegration touches our sympathy, but wisdom tells us to release them to their own stagnation. You can't fix people. And if they're going to live in the past, then we have to let them live in the past, and we have to move on without them. That is exactly what I heard. All right? You don't want to come into the future with us? Fine. But we're not going to let you hold us back. And catch up with those in the vanguard of advancing souls who let God work through them. All right? I try and stay out of politics because I'm a minister and I'm supposed to. But that's one of the things that's going on with Ukraine right now is Putin is trying to roll the clock back into the USSR when the Ukraine was part of the USSR, not Russia, the USSR. And that's why it's important that we stop him, because that is stagnation. And when I say we, yeah, the entire world went, yeah, this is not okay. And including, Putin's own people are going, this isn't okay. So we're watching. We're watching and doing what we can, including treatment. So, all right. To the alert, God speaks, mind reveals its ideas, and good appears everywhere. To the alert. Do your spiritual practice. Listen. The law of life is the law of growth, expansion, and increase. As I said, look at trees. That's what they do. They get bigger. They expand their roots out. They get taller. Their trunks get bigger. They are growth, expansion, and increase. We must accept this, for it has been given unto us freely, and all that it asks is that we follow its instructions. Well, how do we get those instructions? Regular spiritual practice. We listen. We listen, we pay attention, we watch. And then we go do. As we look ahead and behold the ideas of God unfolding within us and projecting themselves into form through us, we see our increased good. God unfolding within us and projecting themselves, ideas projecting themselves through us. God can only do for us what God can do through us, which is why it's super important that we pay attention and listen. Okay, so now we're moving on. I move forward into the divine design of my life and find the future pregnant with good. The divine design of my life. All right? God's idea of who I am. Not my idea of who I am. Not the world's idea of who I am. Not society, religion, culture, not any of that. Not their idea of who I am. God's idea of who I am. Because God's idea of who I am, God's idea of who you are, is whole. It is complete. It is perfect. And it is love. All right? The Christ mind is within me, and I follow its urges toward a richer and fuller life. Because if we listen to the Christ mind, we cannot go wrong. We cannot go wrong. I mean, Jesus is the perfect example of the Christ mind. He went out there and he told it like it was, and he moved people into a new era of love, and he healed, and he said, be unto it as you believe. And if you believe in healing, you'll be healed. And if you believe in, stagnation, you're going to be left behind. There is no bondage to the past, for today I am free in God to express all of God's ideas fully. To express all of God's ideas fully. There's no bondage to the past. I'm not bound by what happened in the past. I have learned those lessons. I have incorporated those lessons, and I am moving on. I see ahead on my pathway with faith, vision, and love. Faith, vision, and love. All right? I accept the great and true experience which my God has prepared for me because I love God, God's mind, and God's truth. The life of spirit within me compels me to move on from the past, do my best in the present, and envision good in the future. Move on from the past, do my best in the present, and envision good in the future. You want a mission? There you go. No evil can stop me, no wrong thinking can hold me back, for I know that God's plan for me is undefeatable. So even if I make a mistake, I will be guided to make amends and to do better, because I am open and willing and listening. I give thanks for that life. I give thanks that life moves me forward into a greater good today. All right. The mission today, should we choose to accept it? It's to see ahead on our pathway with faith, vision, and love. To see with faith, vision, and love. If we can look through the eyes of love, so much would be so much clearer. The actions that we take would be so much kinder. And it really is to move on from the past, to do our best now, and to envision greater good, to envision peace and harmony and joy. And I saw a post from Tracy Brown, and that's what she said. She said the opposite of war is not peace. The opposite of war is harmony. And harmony is absolutely something that we can work on, because harmony is about getting along. It's an action statement. So you've got your mission to envision with love, with peace, with joy, with harmony, the good coming. Because if we can't do that, then we're not using God's mind. We're not using God's heart. And that's what's within us, is God's mind and God's heart. So let's use them and envision that future of harmony. That future of safety for all, men, women, and children, for everyone, so that they can move about the country, the world safely. Yeah. I was thinking, you can move about the cabin freely. I want to be able to move about the world freely, safely. I want to be able to look in the eyes of my fellow being and see God looking back at me. All right, beloveds, it's Monday. I got to an interesting week ahead of me. So I'm going to move on into the process of my day, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. But I am going to encourage you to do that with the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself every single day. Often we put ourselves at the bottom of the list. That's one of the reasons why I say this every day. To do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Because you deserve your own love, your own kindness, your own compassion. And what I'm doing is I'm encouraging you to create a habit, a default setting, a first response, so that no matter what happens, no matter who you meet, when you meet, especially when you meet people who have forgotten who they are, that you can take that deep breath and respond in love, kindness, and compassion. All right, beloveds, that's why I say it every day. Every day. It is a spiritual practice, and it can be as simple as 3 deep breaths. Taking a walk, drinking a cup of coffee and actually tasting it, enjoying it, feeling the warmth in your hand, smelling the way it smells, engaging all 5 senses in that cup of coffee. Or it could be taking a nap. Or it can simply be saying no. All right? That's loving, kind, and compassionate as well. Never think that being loving, kind, and compassionate will make you a doormat. It does not. All right? Because you are also going to do it for yourself, which is why you are practicing on yourself. All right, beloveds, I'm also going to encourage you to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like. To go get a face full of sun first thing in the morning. The sun actually came back yesterday, so it was good to see it this morning. It was 32 degrees out there, but the sun, yes. It does go a long way to resetting your hormones. I also encourage you, as I always do, to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. All right, beloveds, whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us. Even when the world looks like it's going sideways, heaven is a state of consciousness. So open your soul. Look for the good and praise it. Because Emma's right. When we look for the good and praise it, we'll see more. And it'll multiply. And that's the way we create a world that works for everybody. All right. So I am going to suggest that you have a great day, an amazing day, a wondrous day, a getting stuff done day, a magical day, a harmonious day, a blessed day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are, because you are a beloved child of God. And you will never look in the eyes of someone that God does not love, especially your own. All right, beloveds. Reverend David will be back on with you around 5 p.m. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow, unless I decide to do February 29th tonight just for kicks. So I'm sure that the cats will enjoy that. So take care of yourself and know that you're loved. All right, beloveds. I'll see you next time.